The controversy surrounding Jeffrey Epstein's case has erupted once again as attorneys representing survivors are blasting the Trump administration and the Department of Justice for what they describe as an abysmal failure to deliver justice. Despite public promises of accountability, lawyers for dozens of Epstein victims say they have received no meaningful outreach from federal authorities in recent months. A new investigation by The Guardian reveals that 9 attorneys, representing about 50 survivors collectively, report being left completely in the dark. High-profile lawyer Gloria Allred, who represents 27 survivors, expressed her frustration, saying there has been no outreach from the Department of Justice or members of Congress seeking to interview her clients. Lisa Bloom, who represents 11 survivors, added that survivors are once again being ignored and sidelined in what has turned into a political tug-of-war. Spencer Kuvin, the chief legal officer at Goldlaw, echoed these concerns. He confirmed that neither the DOJ nor the House subcommittee has reached out to survivors or their lawyers. Kuvin says he has even offered to volunteer testimony to assist the investigation, yet his requests have been brushed aside. According to him, this is another clear sign that victims are being ignored in favor of protecting political interests. Although the House Oversight Committee has issued subpoenas and released some documents, most of the material shed little new light. Kuvin even sent a direct letter to the committee chair offering to discuss the original investigation, but that too was ignored. He called the government's conduct appalling, accusing them of whitewashing their past failures instead of placing survivors at the center of justice. Jennifer Freeman, who represents survivor Maria Farmer, was equally scathing. She described the DOJ's actions as atrocious, pointing out that survivors were dismissed and neglected for decades. She also revealed shocking delays in transparency, stating that the government informed her that a basic request for information submitted in January 2025 would not be answered until November 2027, nearly 3 years later. She condemned the delay as abysmal and completely unacceptable. Attorney Jack Scarola, who represented Carolyn Andriano during the Maxwell trial, noted that his last contact with the DOJ was years ago. Tragically, Andriano died from a drug overdose in 2023, underscoring the urgent need for accountability. Another lawyer confirmed the same pattern. Not a single word has come from federal authorities. For survivors who have already endured years of silence, this lack of action feels like betrayal all over again. Critics argue that if the Justice Department and political leaders truly cared about justice, survivors' voices would be front and center, not silenced by bureaucracy and political maneuvering. This latest development raises a troubling question. Is the federal government genuinely committed to exposing the truth about Epstein's powerful network, or are they once again prioritizing damage control over justice? If you found this breakdown insightful, don't forget to like the video, share it with others, and most importantly, subscribe to InsightPulse for more in-depth coverage of stories the mainstream often overlooks. Stay tuned because the truth deserves to be heard.